messages. Hello, Joy, if you're out there. I met Joy the other day, and you remember the Cobra Club, I think last week or the week before. Yeah, lovely to see. Obviously, Rachel's in the building. Hello, Rachel. Rachel's coming up in a minute, so we'll see Rachel in a moment. Obviously, Sharon saying good morning. Good morning, Sharon. Great to see you out there. And
Victoria. Great to see you, Victoria.
Great to see you, Victoria. And then what she goes on to say is, what John B doesn't know isn't worth knowing. I totally agree with that. So brilliant stuff. So what we're going to do, Ed, we are now going to play a quick VT, and when we come back, we will have Rachel Reed in the room after. Okay, so you ready? Here we go. Ready.
Hey Rachel, how are you?
Hello, Rachel.
Not too bad, thank you.
Is it hot where you are, or is it just us?
Yes, it is. No, it's hot everywhere, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Is this the first time you've been on a sort of live show on the internet?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
That's all right. Well, great to see you here today. And if anyone's got any questions for Rachel, please do pop them in the comments, and we'll put them to Rachel as we go along.
Andrew, if it's an app you need,
contact Rachel Reed.
Call Rachel Reed. Exactly.
You're going to hear that. You're going to hear that more than once.
So, Rachel, you're into app development, I take it.
Yes, I am. I come from a coding background. So my dad's a programmer. He's worked for Chase Manhattan, Lloyds of London, NatWest Bank. And I got into it at sixth form. And at sixth form, they were looking for a website editor, and I jumped at the chance. And I really enjoyed coding.
Okay, was that like a school website and stuff like that, was it?
Yes,
sort of
the school and sixth form.
Oh, right, fantastic. So you obviously had a good understanding and a good sort of, you were into it, I suppose, at an early age, and you knew that that's the path that you wanted to take. Fantastic. Yes. So have you been doing sort of apps and tech since you essentially left school, essentially?
I've been doing apps for a few years now, but it's only recently that I've started to do them commercially.
Okay, all right. And what sort of commercial apps are you producing?
So at the moment, I've just done one for Lyme Regis RNLI Lifeboat Week. So the event happens this weekend.
Okay, hold on. There it is.
Yeah. I think Ed and I both have it on our screen.
Fantastic.
So if you haven't downloaded it, please download it and give it a try.
And what's the app? What's it all about?
So primarily, it's to give the details of Lifeboat Week, and also it's going to have push notifications, and it's a chance for people to donate as well to the very good cause that the RNLI is.
Yeah.
Okay. And what sort of things were they looking for when they?
So it was a client in the Cobra Club. She passed my details on because they were looking for an app developer, and they wanted an app that they could edit themselves. So attached to this app, they can actually change the content.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's really good.
Process for them, is it?
Yeah.
And, in terms of how easy is it for them to sort of, I mean, obviously it takes quite a bit of work developing an app, but I guess for your clients, it's to make it as easy as possible at the other end for them to maintain. Because there's one thing having a great app, there's another thing actually running the app.
Yes. Yeah, so I take care of posting it on the site, on both app stores for them. I do all the screenshot images and everything. So all they've got to do in the back end is change the text in the images and the links.
And for those Luddites like me, what do you mean app store? What does that mean?
So the Google Play and the Apple App Store.
Okay.
So there's a certain process you have to go through to get it on there. And it's more than just uploading a zip file to them and hoping for the best. You've got to do screenshots. You've got to get all the right keywords in and everything for it to be approved.
Okay.
And go through a questionnaire as well.
Sharon says, "Hi, Rachel," and she must have been shouting the if you need line. It must be. So yeah, that's good. You've got a yeah, you've got your strapline sort of going out there that people remember it.
Well, if it's an app you need.
Yeah, contact Rachel Reed. It's become my catchphrase slogan.
I think it's good. Everyone should have a catchphrase. I love yours.
Fantastic. So obviously this app's now out in the marketplace. I know you touched upon getting it up onto Google Play and what do you call it? Whatever it is.
Apple App Store.
Apple App Store. See, I'm not an Apple person,
Yeah.
so I don't know. And you say it doesn't have to cost a lot to get these things up there, does it? Or is it a pricey?
Well, there's my development time, but in terms of actually paying for the app stores, it's if you're a charity, the Google's only £20 a £20 one-off fee, and then Apple is £79 a year. But if you're a charity, they waive that.
Okay, that's
So that's
more
pretty
than
reasonable.
isn't it? And what happens if you're a private individual? Does it cost a lot to get sort of something up there? And is there like a monthly thing that you have to pay?
Well, this is where I'm thinking of changing my business strategy. I'm thinking of having the commercial apps for the charities, but also to have an app within an app. So to have a subscription model. So businesses would pay me so much a month to have a section on my app, which would essentially be similar to what we've done for the RNLI, but just a small area.
Okay. So then you'd post that out specifically. So when they have that up on the App Store, it's only the part of their app on your bigger app.
Yeah.
Okay. And I suppose in that way, that can keep the cost down of
definitely. They wouldn't need to have their own app store then, which would reduce the cost. And also they wouldn't need to have their own hosting costs because traditionally there's database hosting as well.
Right. Yeah, that all sounds quite pricey.
Yes, it can be. It depends how much it scales up as to how much it will actually cost.
Oh, well, as in the more people download it, the more it costs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I use something called Firebase, and that's the way they price it. They give you a set quota, and then if you go over that quota, it's like 18 cents a megabyte download or something.
Okay, that's interesting. So what should, let's say I was thinking about getting an app, what should be the sorts of things I think about that I should put on my app? I've talked about, spoken about you at the Cobra Club, and I've spoken to you about other companies having apps and things. And one of the questions that comes across from clients when I speak to them is, what would I use it for? What would I put on it? How do I know if I need an app?
Yeah, well, essentially, it shouldn't just be a carbon copy of your website because that's just pointless. You should have a better designed website in that case. But there should be some interaction with the client. So where an app is useful is in having things like the push notification features. So the ability to send a message directly and for it to sit on your user's phone straight away is much more powerful than an email, which would stay in the inbox and not get read.
Okay. That's brilliant. And is it sort of for more sort of events-based sort of companies, or is it if I'm a charity and I'm, like a charity I'm working with, a homeless charity in Chippenham? It's just working out in my mind is what the value is in terms of what the end experience is going to be for the user, and can we?
The great thing for events apps is that events could change at the last minute, and whereas if it's traditionally printed in a PDF, and if it's done on a PDF and hand printed, then if there's a change, it's out of date straight away. Whereas with an app, it can be changed it can be updated, and the changes are made straight away.
Okay.
So there's that aspect of it.
If it was a charity and they had products that they were selling, they could promote their products.
They could,
Yeah.
And also getting the donations as well as another feature.
Yeah, so you can see how charities would benefit from having, they've got to have a sort of wide enough audience base out there, I guess, to download the app. And I guess that's, I suppose with the RNLI, they've got that big sort of crowd already, haven't they? That they're well known.
Yes. Yes, it does help if you're a well-known charity, I guess. But that doesn't mean it couldn't work equally for a local small charity. It would just need a bit more advertising and a bit more pushing.
I think the fact that it's on your phone, I mean, you only put so many apps on your phone. So if you are
You do.
a charity app on my phone, you're going to get more attention than other charities. So if you're after business,
You are.
you want to be the first one on the phone, don't you?
You do.
I'm not going to have too many on my phone. So
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
my phone has actually run out of memory, so I can't have any more. I've got to take stuff off. It's gone the other way.
sad.
As soon as I get a bit of space on there, Rachel, I'm going to download your apps too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's great.
I have. Now listen, Rachel. I know that the decision to start a business is a really difficult one. For some people, harder than others. To put yourself out there and be the public face of it can be quite a challenge. I'm sure you probably agree.
Yes.
And you've done really, really well, because the person that I met a year ago to now is you're a completely different person. You're confident and you're getting on with
definitely.
it, and really doing some good stuff. And the quality of your work is fantastic. So it's interesting to me what powers somebody. So I'm going to ask you a question in a second. We're going to play a short VT because I'm interested in what inspires you. Okay, so I'm just going to click my button, and then I'm going to ask you a question, because inspiration in these things is so important. To have a drive and to know why you're doing what you're doing. And I bet you've got a good one behind you. So here we go. Who's your inspiration? What's your inspiration? Who inspired you to get to where you've got to, really?
Well, I guess it's a slightly off tangent for business, but my biggest inspiration is Lewis Hamilton, because I'm a big Formula One fan, and he never gives up. So just like me, I mean, I had illness when I was young. I had brain surgery. I went through resets, and I managed to get to where I am today. And there's not many people that would actually follow on that journey.
No, totally agreed. So Lewis Hamilton had a similar journey, did he?
Well, he's had battles, and even last race he had an issue, and he had to fight racism and stuff. So yeah, he's definitely an inspiration to me. And even if he has a bad race, he just picks himself up and thinks, well, next race it can go better.
Yeah, he had a long old journey, didn't he? In terms of getting to where he is, and it just shows that if you don't give up and you keep persisting, eventually good things will start to happen. And it's easy to give up and be defeatist about everything, but you just got to keep pushing through. And I think your inspiration in that sort of side of things, Rachel, in terms of your journey and your drive and your persistence to get your business and like I say, grow and develop yourself. So now you're fronting your company and building apps for these charities, and you're taking now your business to the next level, and that's all down to your hard work and perseverance.
That's an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's really touching, actually. It's a great story. So what's the plans for the future then, Rachel? What's coming, and where do you want to be in sort of 6 months' time, and what sort of, are you just looking for more charity customers? Are we now looking for more?
Well, I like to do the hybrid model of some charities, but also this app within an app. So it's having an affordable app for businesses to communicate. The main thing is they need to communicate with their customers, and that's how an app can help. So
I guess any companies out there looking to develop their first app and not break the bank should chat with Rachel Reed. And how does that process work? Can someone phone you up for a free consultation? How does that sort of introduction
well, I like to have
work?
a consultation over Zoom to discuss what the requirements would be, and then see whether it's a feasible option. And then we can take it from there, do a costing, and see whether it's an option for the business. Yeah,
fantastic, because we all have great ideas, but whether it's actually doable on an app is a different thing. And how long does it take to create an app? What's the sort of timeline?
Well, the RNLI app's taken us 3 to 4 months to do.
Okay.
So I mean, the biggest thing is the app store.
It's such an easy to use, clear, well put together app. It's very, very good. It's very good. We've had a couple of comments coming through, by the way. One from Hannah, who says that you are an inspiration. okay, in yourself.
Yes.
The other one, well, a couple actually from John, who firstly kindly has obviously looked at your apps. He's obviously downloaded it and had a look at it, and he thinks it's very engaging, and it is. John's also said persistence, consistency wins out in the long run, and it's absolutely true. You know, that dedication to actually having something